If you're involved with a company in Papua New Guinea, you know there are rules to the game. But do you really know who the referee is? And more importantly, what happens when you get a red card? Let's dive in and unpack the world of corporate compliance.
So just think about it for a second. Who is it? Is it the CEO? The board of directors? Maybe the legal team? Now, they all play a part, for sure, but there is one official body that holds the ultimate authority.
Right. Every game needs a referee. And in the corporate world of PNG, that referee really acts like a watchdog, constantly keeping an eye on things to make sure the whole system has integrity.
And here it is. The answer is the Registrar of Companies. Now, this isn't just some administrative office. It's a body that was actually established by law, and its job is huge, making sure the entire Companies Act is followed and keeping an official, public record of every single company in the country.
You know, the key word here is transparency. The whole point is to have a set of records that are accurate, sure, but also open to the public. That kind of openness is really the foundation of trust in the business environment.
So if their job is to keep records, what do those official record books actually look like? Well, the law is pretty specific about what they need to maintain. It's pretty straightforward, but absolutely vital. The registrar keeps two main lists. One is for all the local PNG companies, and the other is for all the overseas companies registered to operate here. And just so you know, that central physical record is kept in Port Moresby.
And this is that transparency principle in action. See, it's not some secret database. Literally anyone, you, me, a journalist, a potential investor, can walk into the company's office, pay a small fee, and take a look at these records.
But okay, the registrar does way more than just sit back and keep records. They have a much more active and much more powerful role. They actually have the power to inspect, to dig deeper, and make sure companies are actually following the law.
This is where the watchdog really shows its teeth. The registrar, or someone they authorize, can come in and demand to see any relevant company documents, and they're trying to figure out one of two things. Is this company playing by the rules, or has an offense been committed?
So let's break down how this works. First, it starts with a formal demand for documents. From there, they can inspect them, make copies, and if they think they've found evidence of a crime, they can even seize the originals. And here's the kicker. Just refusing to hand over those documents is by itself a serious offense.
And what happens if you don't cooperate? Well, the penalty is a fine of up to 50,000 kina. I mean, think about that. This isn't for some complicated financial crime. This is just for not providing the documents they asked for. It really shows you how seriously they take this power.
But believe me, that 50,000 kina fine, that is just the tip of the iceberg. The Companies Act has some major penalties built into it that go way, way beyond that. So let's look at the truly high cost of getting things wrong.
And the crucial thing to understand is that these penalties aren't random. They are specifically designed to be so significant that they basically pressure companies and their directors to follow the law from day one. They're a deterrent.
Okay, just look at how this escalates. You know, on the lower end, failing to keep a proper share register, that's 10,000 kina each for the company and the director. But then look at the next line. A director failing to file financial statements on time, that skyrockets to 100,000 kina. And for the really serious stuff, like a director not acting in good faith or anyone caught making false statements, well, the penalties get incredibly severe.
200,000 kina. That is the potential fine for one person, a director or an employee, for breaching one of their core duties. I mean, that is a life-changing amount of money. It's designed to make anyone with power think very, very carefully about every decision they make.
And it doesn't just stop with a fine. For those same serious offenses, a court can impose a prison sentence of up to 5 years. And a lot of the time, it's not one or the other. The penalty can be both the massive fine and the jail time. The personal risk here is just enormous.
So after seeing those kinds of numbers, the focus really has to turn inward. This isn't about some abstract law anymore. This is about your personal and your professional responsibility.
At the end of the day, if you are a director, a company secretary, or you hold any official role, the law demands that you understand these risks. It's a wake-up call, really, to reassess what your duties are and what could happen if you fail to meet them.
And this quote from the source material really says it all. The responsibility is spread wide. It's not just the person at the very top. Directors, shareholders, even employees, everyone needs to be aware of their potential liabilities. Claiming you didn't know isn't a defense, not when the stakes are this high. So we'll end with this question for you to take away. It's one thing to hear about these rules and these scary penalties, but it's another thing entirely to apply it to your own life, your own job. Are you confident you know exactly what's expected of you and what could happen if you fall short? That's definitely something worth thinking about.